Hey everyone, welcome to video number 5. So today I have a fun character to bring up to you. His name's Umbra. Umbra is a take on a dark consciousness, and much like other dark consciousness, they're looking to consume whatever can make a world bright. Naturally, in reflection to all the craziness we have going on, it'll be an interesting conversation to have based upon just the events of 2020. Thank you, the Chive. Um, but Umbra is going to be one of those dark characters that is going to bring a little gloom into the world. He is the primary antagonist, but I hope you enjoy the conversation and some of the words and just enjoy it overall. So thanks for staying tuned and enjoy the video. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. All right. Today we've got a character who is going to take a leap into the dark side of things. This character's name is Umbra. Umbra itself, in a literary term, just means shadow or darkness. There's other fun definitions for it. That's just kind of it in a nutshell. So, Umbra is a play on something I deal with on a daily basis. It's literally a wake-up thing, and guess what? I'm in the bag. And I feel like we all have some type of, version of this. Maybe not. Especially now, we're kind of all being confronted with versions of ourselves which we don't really get to take the time to pay attention to. But I do have a form of depression that I kind of work with on a daily basis, and it's very exhausting at times to kind of keep myself in line. And I debated about doing the video and actually talking about depression and everything like that because I didn't want to kind of seem too gloomy about it. And I realized that that's kind of what happens when you talk about stuff like that. Usually, when someone hears the term depression or anxiety, unless there's a direct relation, there's no type of attention span for it. And I'm not going to talk about my depression. I'm going to talk about the character that is manifested through this comic, through these concepts, and how I've more or less been able to understand myself more. Self-awareness is such a key term when it comes to figuring out parts of you that you don't understand. I feel like a lot of us spend a lot of time being taken in by what we are obligated to do, and we don't spend time with the parts of us that we don't understand. So in that light, you spend most of your time thinking those parts of you are bad. So you try to stay away from them as much as possible. And maybe there are parts of you that you just realize are not good parts. I understand, like, there's a lot of different things out there that are not good things, but in this form, depression's always just, kicked to something horrible. It's terrifying. It's bad. To feel this way is bad. And I don't think, for myself at least, that was the way to go about it. It took me a while to, one, understand what it was. And it stirred up back very, very heavily back in high school. And it was a different world to kind of be put to terms with. But learning my outlets, which art has always been an outlet for me, it was able to allow me the ability to express myself and not have to be literal on what was going on. It was just a way for me to get it out of my system. And a lot of this comic book is that. It's getting something, a process, an adventure of really learning myself and reclaiming myself as an individual with the intent of who I would like to be, and accepting my depression for what it is and what it can do and how it affects me was one of the biggest things that really never set me free from it. I'm never free from it. That's the irony, but it allowed me to understand and respect that it takes a home in my mind, and at that point, understanding it, I learned to understand how to not control it, because it's just a weird thing. I'm pretty sure people watching who deal with it are like, you can never control that. And Yeah, you're right. It really tries to take control of you for the most part, just like anxiety. Like people who have anxiety, it hits them hard and it takes control of them. But outlets and really finding ways to work with it. I guess that's the way to go about it, is learn to work with it. Use it as a strength. There are moments that sometimes I feel like when I do hit a hard spot, a depressional state, that is my mind telling me you are literally not overworking yourself, but you're not giving yourself the time that you need, which is why I struggle to find relevance in any action that I do. And that's what leads to the overthought and triggering so many other things, which trigger some of these characters that I've been introducing to. And so Umbra is a character who is that shadow. He's that being that comes in and he does want control. He wants to take the color. He wants to take the light. He wants to make everything so ominous and gray and that's the way I look at him. However, it is a character in and of itself who is taking light, um, and it's not always to diminish it. And that's kind of the sense I made with it. Is sometimes darkness are these dark entities, or basically what we kind of lose ourselves in our subconscious when we fall into that place. Um, we always search for a light, right? We always search for a light, and it puts it out. But I wonder sometimes if maybe they're searching for light too, because always being in the dark is not always fun. So, um, if I'm hoping this makes sense, because it's definitely not something easy to talk about, because I don't like to put myself out there too much. But I want to understand it, and I have been understanding it to the sense where I treat it as something where it's looking for light too. However, it doesn't manage it the same, and sometimes it can be pretty chaotic and unpredictable. It's a matter of managing myself, my emotions, and understanding and respecting this is a part of me. So I have to learn to live with it and use my outlets, be with my friends, be with my family. But when I have those moments where I need to just take time for me, you take that time. Um, but stay strong. I know this COVID and quarantine's been hard, but trust me, keep pushing, and I promise it'll get better.